Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to B4 Live. I'm Richard Rosser. Welcome to all of you. If it's your first time visiting a B4 Live, we hope it will be a lot of fun. And we've got the man to make it a lot of fun. It's James Ainsworth from Laughter for Life. Good afternoon, James. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you, James. So I think we're all intrigued. How did you get in? What's your background and how did you get into this business?
So my actual background comes from farming and chemistry. I was brought up in the farm, but for the first 30 years, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But it kind of changed when I went through a relationship, got into a breakup, and this breakup left me in the very deep, anxiety, depression. I was at my worst state ever. And but obviously, we all have a choice. I had the choice then to change what I was doing, so I decided to improve myself. And I did all kinds of different things: Reiki, mindset coaching. I do PT, nutrition. I did all these into my bucket. And in 2018, started my own business, Lifetime Fitness of Mind, Body and Spirit, into basically integrating everything. And it was all right, it was good, but I struggled a bit with regards to trying to take everything forward. I wasn't very good at honing down on what I wanted to do. And then in 2018, I went to a wellbeing festival where they did laughter yoga. Went in, came out on a half-a-day high, literally came out on a half-day high. And ever since then, I thought I could teach that. So I did it in 2019, added that to my business, started to move a business forward. At the end of 2019, I got very, very honed in on just the laughter yoga. And since then, it's moved forward. I was obviously before COVID-19 working with businesses to bring to with regards to well-being, but also as a conference warm-up. So you can imagine 1,000 people, 2,000, 5,000 people laughing, and the energy in the room. And that's where I've come from.
So is it a unique role? I mean, your background sounds unique, but in terms of a role and as a business, and we joked off camera before we came onto the webinar, that is there such a thing as a laughter conference? And you said that there is, and it's been cancelled.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's been cancelled. But it's laughter's one of them things which the more you do it, the happier you're going to be, and it helps you to cope with life's ups and downs. Laughter's one of the best things we can be doing anytime, anywhere, and it's free.
Well, I'm sure you don't do what you do for free, James.
Yeah, okay.
So why is laughter great in business then?
So there's a couple of things. So a few quick stats. So 1 in 3 employees have reported having mental health issues. 1 in 8 have also reported having mental health issues. And 1 in 4 people have said they've got physical health conditions, and 25% of them have said they've got mental health issues as well.
Is this stats from the recent period, James?
Yeah, this is basically 2019 updated.
Okay.
But the thing is, there's a few reasons why laughter is amazing in the business. And the first reason is laughter picks up your mood within minutes. So when we laugh, so whether we are fake laughing or real laughing, basically the brain releases endorphins, and these endorphins pick your mood up. And English and British and Finnish researchers, what they found out was that, yes, it brought endorphins, but it also helped with social connection as well. So when you laugh in a group, you have that kind of togetherness. And I'll mention more about relationships in a minute. Also, what laughter does as well, it increases oxygen into the body. So the more we laugh, the more oxygen that we take in. Obviously, the oxygen goes around all the body and the brain, and obviously it's needed for most chemical reactions in the body, but also it's needed for metabolism. And what we find when we take more oxygen into the body is that we have more energy, we function better, we're more efficient. So also our productivity has gone right through the roof. It's also great, as I mentioned before, relationship building. So I used to teach, I don't do so much anymore, but the general population. And what I'd find initially is that when people came, they were very apprehensive about laughing, because laughing can be for some people, can be very uncomfortable. So they would come to the group, they wouldn't really interact, and then they'll join in. Within 5-10 minutes, they're all laughing at everybody. And what I usually do at the end of my session is I run like a 20-minute time for us to chat, to have a coffee. And from where they came from, so chatting to nobody, to interacting with the whole group as though they were best friends. So you get that kind of interaction socially, but also in a workplace, this would be ideal to, like in a, let's think, in a big area where you've got lots of staff, it'd be ideal to bring everybody together. But if you think of it with regards to, I've got my notes. So if you think of a team, a small team, and you start doing laughter with them, you're bringing the team together. So all of a sudden that team is a lot more productive and they have a lot more creativity. And then also it helps to improve confidence, as I said before. So initially when people come to the session, they've got low confidence. By the end of the session, they've started laughing, they've broke their comfort zone, and all of a sudden they've got all that confidence and they're talking to everybody. And it's a great thing to see.
So, I mean, how long, I mean, obviously you can't have an office with people laughing all day long because it can get very distracting. And I'm sure Jonathan Finnerty, who's joined us, I know his office is a bunch of laughs all day long, isn't it, Jonathan? I mean, do you suggest having there he is, he's laughing, my word, that's the first, get that on camera. Do you suggest like it's a half-hour session and that lasts then for the rest of the day? And what the catalyst for laughter? What do you do to stimulate that laughter? You can't all stand in a circle and suddenly start bursting into laughing. What's the catalyst?
So how I do sessions generally with regards to a business, I tend to do 15, 30-minute sessions. That's all you really need, because what you find by doing 10 minutes laughter every day, that can have big implications on your whole body and stuff. But with regards to
good or bad?
Good.
All right, okay.
Good. Laughter, if you get to a certain point, you have too much laughter, it can get bad, but it's all right. But how I tend to work is fake laughter. So whether I start going ha 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 and real laughter have the same benefits. So the body can't distinguish between fake and real. So initially start off by bringing a bit of fake laughter in, and then that will soon turn into real laughter. And then we start bringing in more of the playful kind of exercises where you start to bring a bit of childlike playfulness, but also the laughter and the deep breathing, all combines into one to create a great 15, 30-minute routine.
And that's something you go in and manage, but I presume when you've gone, the team has to manage that themselves and do it on a daily basis or weekly basis, or what's your prescription after you've been and gone?
Well, there's a couple of things. So I tend to work with businesses on either a weekly, fortnightly, or a monthly basis. What regards to bringing more laughter into people's lives with regards to work and personal, because obviously work has implications on your personal life, but also your personal life can have implications on your work life. So it's about setting the intention to laugh more. Laughing is as simple as just going ha 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 ha. It is as simple as that. And we kind of need to understand that we don't need a reason to laugh. We don't need any jokes, any comedy or any humor. We can literally laugh right now. And obviously at the moment, probably for a lot of people, it's quite uncomfortable. But the more that we set the intention to do it, and the more we build the habit to doing it, the easier it becomes. And I must admit, when I first started teaching this, it terrified me. I was laughing in front of 20, 30 people. But like over the period of time, that confidence has shot through the roof. Other things you can do is if you can't laugh and you struggle to laugh, there's things on YouTube you can use. There's so many videos and stuff. Like when I was a kid, there was You Being Framed. You can get You Being Framed on YouTube. Podcasts, there's all kinds of different things. Find people in the office who make you laugh, hang around with them. Pets, kids, they can all be done at home. And the more you laugh and build it into your routine, the easier it is to laugh generally.
So you're almost saying treat it as like an exercise, like the same as doing sit-ups and press-ups and whatever.
Yeah, we should be, because some of the classes that I run an hour session for the general public. We do what's called a laughter meditation, where you lie in a circle and you get rid of the remaining laughter out of your body. The problem is sometimes you have no laughter, but then sometimes you're laughing for 15 minutes continually. And it works the core massively. I might even turn this into a 60-day no BS core workout kind of thing. But also, I
think we all just logged in for half an hour, so 60 days are going a bit.
Yeah,
but testing our patience a bit.
Yeah, it's one of the things. It can be done anywhere, anytime. It's just getting over that comfort zone that we have. And I think laughter is a great way to do it.
Well, Amanda is very envious. She thinks you've got a great job. And Emma, you got a question for James.
Yes, I just wanted to know if laughter yoga was a good team building exercise, just to help break down barriers, especially with people that maybe that don't know each other. Yes, it is an absolutely awesome team building exercise. If you think, I do conferences, if you go into a conference and generally speaking, the energy's low, nobody's really chatting, so you want that energy to be built up, get everybody laughing, and then also that interaction with people around you, it's like a great way to have an icebreaker. And so I do quite a lot of team building stuff, and yeah, it's awesome for doing that kind of thing.
So you mentioned from the outset that you're going to try and do some laughter yoga.
You want a session?
Volunteers?
Yeah.
Let's have some volunteers. Isabel Barber looks like she's desperate for a little bit of laughter in her life.
So, right.
Here she comes. The Queen is going to speak.
I'm going to stand up because I find it easier to kind of teach this. So, if I was to do a 15, 20-minute session with just laughter, it'd be pretty tiring. So there's a few things that I do to break it up.
Come on, James, you're a fit chap. That can't knack it, surely.
It goes, so one of the things we're going to do is we're going to go, very good, yay! So you ready? Very good,
Good.
Yay! One more time, very good,
very good,
yay! That's it. I'm going to raise the arms up and I'm going to inhale. Then we're going to exhale. And then we're going to raise our arms up again. And then we're going to exhale. So they break up the exercises that I'm going to teach you. So the first thing we're going to start off by doing is a bit of fake laughter. So I'm just going to get everybody just to start by going, ha, 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 ha. So you ready?
Do you want everybody on camera and off mute, yeah?
Yeah, you can if you want to get mute. I don't mind doing it by myself. So let's go, ha, 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 ha. What you'll notice is, even if you're not in a particularly good mood, when you start doing that fake laughter will soon turn into real contagious laughter. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put my phone on a stopwatch, and we're going to do basically 30 seconds of continuous laughter. This is what it teaches you to do. It teaches you to laugh on a continuous basis. So I've got groups, I'm not going to do it today, but I've got groups who are doing 2-3 minutes of just laughing. So we're going to put 30 seconds on. So we're going to go.
Jonathan, don't worry. I know it's a record for you, but try and stick with it.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, go.
Finis is not stopping. 15.
So how does everybody feel? Can you already feel the food building up? Yeah.
You live alone, James? Is that a personal question?
No, I wanted to know how does everybody feel. Kind of thing. So
Sorry, okay. It was obviously a personal question.
So we're going to go, very good, yay! So you ready? Very good,
very good, yay!
And again, very good,
very good, yay!
So what this time, obviously this exercise is ideal for this current moment in time. With what's going on in the world, with so much anxiety, panic and fear, what I want everybody to do is I want you to imagine that you are ripping out your body, all this fear, all this panic. And so we're going to go like this, we're going to go, we're going to get everybody moving around a bit. You can sit in your chairs, just pull out the all the fear, all the panic, all the anxiety.
Yeah.
So are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. That's it, good. So let's go, very good, yay!
Yay!
Very good,
very good,
yay! One more time, very good,
very good, yay!
So usually at this point now, I do 1 minute, but I'm not going to put you through that. So the whole idea then was to transmute all the emotions on the floor. Another couple of exercises. I'll sit down for this one. So I want you to imagine that you are fishing next to a pond or a lake, and we're going to go whoosh, and then we're going to reel it in. So we're going to go, and then we're put it out. And we're going to go woo. So this kind of stuff brings in all to the child playfulness, because when we were children, we were probably, for a lot of people, we're in our element, we're in the moment, we didn't care what's happen tomorrow, we were just there playing, having fun. And this is, obviously, as I grew up, I became obviously more like an adult, and then realised it wasn't about becoming more like an adult, it's bringing out that childlike playfulness so that we can connect to our more authentic self. And one of the things that I've noticed with laughter is laughter puts me quite often into my flow. So I can function better when I'm working, especially if I do 10 minutes of laughter before I work. So you're ready? So we're going to have a fishing rod, we're going to spring it out, so we're going to go whoosh, and we're going to reel it in, so we're going to go and then we're going to go woo, woo. That's it, good. So that's more or less all about laughter and laughter yoga. But it's kind of, when I do sessions, especially with business and stuff, it's only need that 15, 20 minutes probably at the most. And what I find is, if I went in and the work environment was a bit down, or it was Monday morning and people had that Monday morning kind of feeling, by going in first thing in the morning, I've already automatically picked everybody's mood up, and then they can move on with the rest of the day on a high, be more productive kind of thing.
From a man that's never told a good joke in his life, my father's asking if you've got a large store of jokes.
No.
There you go.
I'll tell you that.
Rely on jokes, Dad. That's not the point.
A bit of background. So where it came from, basically, laughter yoga was started in 1995 in Mumbai Park with just 5 people. Initially, it was just telling jokes. But within the first week, what they found was that they ran out of jokes. So all the jokes were starting to turn rude. So they kind of stopped it. So the guy who created laughter yoga, which is Madame Kataria, he decided to come back with the concept that fake laughter turns into real laughter. He tried it out on the group and had massive success. It's now in hundreds of countries, and there's thousands of groups around the world.
So is it like a park run type sort of epidemic's not the right word to use, sorry, sort of craze, I suppose? Could you see it catching on like that?
Yeah, I think there's groups in London that do that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of people who do laughter clubs where the general public go to, and then they can have a good laugh and stuff. But it tends to be, some people do just the laughter clubs, there's people do the corporate, the conferences. Actually, to be honest, I haven't seen many people do the conferences.
Okay, Amanda Classens. Amanda, do you want to come on and ask James your question direct, or would you like, she comes?
Yeah, no, certainly. Sorry, I haven't got my camera on because my other half is behind me working, and he doesn't want to appear. So
You could have just said your camera is on and you're just very, very still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's looking very glamorous. I don't look like that. So I was just wondering. So doing those exercises, does that give more of a benefit than if I sat and watched my favourite comedy clip? Is it a different kind of laughter, or is it almost just replicating?
I think it's a different kind of laughter, because when we're doing these exercises, it's continuous. When you're watching things like comedy, joke and humour, we tend to laugh for perhaps 10, 20 seconds at the max, unless you've got a really, really funny comedian. But what you find is when you're doing laughter yoga, especially, you get the exercise concept as well. So you move around, you are using all your whole body. And then also, laughter yoga is all about a good hearty laugh. So if I just quickly demo, so everybody put your hands on your throat and just go ha 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 ha. And what you'll feel is it'll just be vibrating in your throat. Now put your hands on your chest, and I want everybody to go ha 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 ha. That's it. So now you feel a vibration in your chest. Where we want the laughter to come from, to get the real hearty laughter, is from our belly, from our solar plexus, our navel area. And we want to go ha 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 ha. So you ready? Now that's, if you listen to comedy and humour, we will tend to laugh through our throats. Whereas when we get to classes, we get people start off from the abdominal area. So from the start, we're getting them to do deep, hearty laughter.
Okay, thank you. So that is almost like the parallel with yoga when you're doing abdominal breathing.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Interesting, thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions for Captain Laughter?
I like that one.
What about the General of Laughter, Jonathan Finnerty? You look very excited by all of this, Jonathan. Have you found the mute button yet? Yeah, you have. Well done.
I was a bit late. I was just a minute late into this. I was just wondering, you may have covered it at the beginning, but are chemicals released into the body which are productive in terms of the working environment? Yeah,
so there's a couple of things. When you laugh, whether you're going fake laughing or real laughing, your brain releases endorphins, so you're a natural mood booster. But also, what you find as well is that your body releases serotonin. So serotonin is one of them chemicals used in antidepressants. And basically the key question is, would you rather be diagnosed by a doctor with depression and be on antidepressants, or would you rather laugh and naturally release serotonin into the body? And there's quite other things. There's quite a few. Also, you find that laughter releases antibodies, which help with the immune system as well. So this, in my opinion, laughter is probably one of the best things that we can do, especially at this time. Even though sometimes it's not a laughing matter, it is probably one of the best things we can do now.
Good to see Wendy Ball can't stop laughing. Geeta, is this something you could feel could be a benefit to you at the charity? You went off and on then. There you go. Oh, off and on. There you go. You're on.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think it does. So I support people with autism, children, young children, teenagers and adults. And I was just thinking, James, I know that when you're around people, you've got other endorphins, oxytocin, dopamine and all that kind of thing. So normally with neurotypical people, being around people makes us happier. But what about people that struggle with other people's noise? So if you're on the autism spectrum, you would struggle with, it's mostly unexpected noise. So if you're expecting everybody to laugh, that helps. And would they still benefit either on your own laughing versus being with a group? And how do you manage those people who have sensitivities around sensory stuff in a room full of people laughing?
So there's been a few occasions where I do help some of the people with disabilities. There's a group that I go with, about 8 kids. Now, I did try that with that group. They did struggle because, as you said, some groups are very, very mixed in, so you have a whole range of different disabilities. But I think with somebody who's, if they know what's coming, then they might be all right. But to be honest, I'd have to research that and have a look into it a bit more.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions for James before we draw to a close? No? Oh, Dad.
What's the Guinness Book of Records for the longest laugh then, James?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Do you reckon I should go for it?
Not now, we've only got 2 minutes left, James. I'm sure it's longer than that.
I'll tell you what, though, I do try to do 10 minutes continuous, but 10 minutes continuous can get quite, after about 4 or 5 minutes, my core is like, no, stop. So I have to come back to the fake laughing. So what I find with groups is quite often they can laugh for a certain time period, then they have to go back to ha, 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 until their laughter jumps back in again.
You're talking about how some forms of laughter can be bad for you and doing it for too long. I'm sure we've all had that experience where we get that pain at the back of our heads.
Yeah.
When we laugh too much, you just don't want to laugh anymore, and it becomes very painful.
It is. Laughter is, because laughter, when you laugh, you're using the whole the body. But also, I usually, when I do a group, whether it's a business or a conference, I'll finish off with a quick light meditation just to bring people back down to the ground. Because otherwise, sometimes leaving people in stitches of laughter can have the opposite effect that you want. So by grounding them, you are helping them to kind of relax after the session.
Brilliant. Thank you, James. No, I really appreciate it. It was a fascinating insight into your world. And you're joining us for Bio, I believe. So anybody that knows anybody who's going to come along to Bio, do recommend they drop into James's chat and hopefully get a bit of a spring in their step. So thank you, everybody, for joining us.